Hello, my friends. I need a favor from those of you um, that are active and or are thinking about in politics or activism. We're having a catastrophe in Puerto Rico. Everybody knows that, and we have a logistical nightmare called the Jones Act. It was enacted in 1917 uh, by the United States Congress, and it forces Puerto Rico to use U.S. flagships and U.S. crews to to unload or to ship um, goods, articles, anything to Puerto Rico. And Donald Trump is refusing to put to through executive order all those executive orders that he loves so much, that he likes to rule like a dictator. He just executive order after executive order. Yet when it comes to something that is in dire need of happening, he refuses to do it. Why? Because he's a racist asshole. And we need to put pressure on the presidency. We need to put pressure on Donald Trump and the White House and Congress so that they, first of all, abolish the Jones Act. Because right now there are thousands of containers in the ports in Puerto Rico that cannot be processed because they arrived in Puerto Rico in ships that are not U.S. flag and not U.S. crews. So we need you to put pressure on your congressman to put pressure. I don't care where you're from, what party you're from. We have 3.4 million U.S. citizens waiting for these goods and this first aids that are needed so badly in Puerto Rico. And Donald Trump refuses to issue an executive order uh, stop to stop the Jones Act from being enforced. There's no security breach because everything in the port, it gets scanned, it goes through customs, it goes through anything. How does it work? It works, for instance, if there's a ship from Japan with goods, the ship has to either go to Jacksonville or Tampa or Miami, unload into a U.S. ship, actually unload at the port, and then from the port it gets loaded back on a U.S. ship. Then it goes to Puerto Rico. Then it goes through customs. That is a logistical nightmare. Whatever is in Puerto Rico, we don't have time to wait for those things to go into a U.S. flagship, then unload it back onto the Puerto Rican dock. It's already on the dock in Puerto Rico. It's already in the warehouses in Puerto Rico, and it can't go through U.S. customs unless it goes through on top of a U.S. ship. There's not enough ships on the port right now. The ports are not operating at capacity because there's a lot of debris and destruction in the port. So whatever little space there is to operate on, we don't have time to be putting things on U.S. ships and unloading them again and then go through customs. We don't have time. We need you to take a step and go and talk to your representatives, call your representatives, make pressure on social media. If you have any contacts on TV, if you have any contacts on your local newspaper, anything, go out there and demand that Donald Trump, the President of the United States, sign an executive order, at least giving temporary, a temporary stop to the Jones Act. We need to stop that. And then we'll talk about abolishing. And what does it do? It adds about 30 to 40% in extra cost. It's a racket. It's worse than the mafia, than the mob. It's parasiting of the Puerto Rican people from shipping companies, from the U.S. Congress. But for now, we need a temporary reprieve from it. Then we'll talk about abolishing it. so we can get back on our feet. We need this containers that are on the ground right now in Puerto Rico. There are thousands of them. They cannot be transported until they go through this logistical nightmare imposed upon us by the United States Congress. Thank you.